This is Kat with Beadaholique, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make the City of Carthage bracelet. Now this is a bracelet that I have bead woven using two colors of the Tango beads and Toho seed beads, and it's just kind of really fun because these little triangle beads actually sort of fit together and make these nice little squares. So I created this bracelet and I'm going to show you how to do that in this video. So what you're going to need is you're going to need 3 open jump rings, and these are 5mm 21 gauge, 2 closed jump rings, again 5mm 21 gauge. I have a 6mm spring clasp here. I have 2 colors of the Tango beads. I have some Toho 11O seed beads, my size 12 beading needle. I also have my thread zap and 2 pairs of pliers, and these are going to help me open those jump rings. And then today I'm going to be using the FireLine in the smoke color so that you can see it, but you might want to try the crystal color to coordinate with the color of your beads so that you don't see that thread, but that'll just kind of be up to you and the colors that you choose. So let's get started. So first I'm going to take my FireLine and cut off, or rather zap off, a good length, and if you need to add more thread and weave it in, we do have a video for that. And if you haven't used a thread zap before, it's really great. You just sort of press down on the button and wait for the tip to get hot. And then what you'll do is you'll just zap your thread off. It's very, very handy. So go ahead and set your FireLine aside, and I'm going to carefully put the cap back on because that will be very hot, and set that aside as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and thread my needle. Okay, so I have my needle with my length of FireLine, and what I'm going to do first, and let me just show you on this bracelet just so you kind of get a little bit of overall of what's going to happen. I'm going to start at one end and I'm going to bead weave the entire top row, and then once I've gotten to my desired length, I'm going to turn it around and work back the other way. But for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to do a small section. But when you go to do it yourself, you will bead weave to get your entire first length so that you'll be able to tell exactly how long you want your bracelet to be. Okay? So just so you have a little bit of an idea of what's going to happen in this video, just to make it nice and easy for you to follow along. So what you're going to do first is you're going to pick up 2 seed beads, and let me just get a couple of each color down here to the center. Okay, now these Tango beads have 2 holes on that side and 2 holes on that side, if you can see that. So what you're going to basically be doing is finding the 2 holes that align on the bottom and align on the bottom, and you're going to be making little squares, just like so. So you have your 2 seed beads. You're going to go up through one side of one Tango bead, and I recommend just kind of holding it there, and then you thread on your second one so that it kind of comes down and fits just like so. So go ahead and pull those down towards the end of your thread. And what you're going to do now is you're going to pick up 2 more seed beads, and you're going to go down through that first one and down through that second one there. So you see how I'm kind of making that loop, and pull your needle through. And I'm going to pull down a little bit. And now what you're going to do, get my hand out of the way for you, sorry about that. Now you're going to go back up through these 2 seed beads and back up through your blue bead, creating a little loop there. And then you just got to set them so they're together, just like that. So I have one of my threads coming out here, the other one is coming out my blue bead, and I'm actually going to go into that black bead as well and go up that black bead. And now you're going to want to go across those 2 silver beads at the top, and just make sure that they're nice and tight. So that's sort of one of your first little units. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take a blue bead and a black bead. And now, since you want it to be the same setting on each side, you're going to have to flip over that blue bead and go in the other side. So we're going to go into this side of that blue bead. So that it will sit like that. And now we're going into that other side of that black bead. So we're going to go up the long side of the black bead. And go ahead and pull that down. So I have that on my thread. Now go ahead and pick up 2 more silver seed beads. And we're just gonna go through that loop again. We're gonna go back down that black bead, back down that blue bead, and coming out. And then go back through those 2 silver beads. Pull tight. And now you're going to go back through. And you might need to kind of wiggle your needle around just a little bit to go back up that side there, just like so. And then now we're going to go across those 2 silver beads. Because what you want to do is you want to make sure that your thread is not showing in each one. So I'm going to do one more length of this, and then I'm going to show you how to turn it around. So again, now we're back to adding the bottom side of the blue bead. So add the blue bead like that. And then I have my black bead that I'm going to add on the smaller side, just like that. Pull down, pick up my 2 seed beads, go through the top there and back down. And now I'm going to go across those 2 silver seed beads one more time. And up through. There. And across. Let me show you just one more time, and I'll do it real quick. Now you'll notice that it does look a little kind of crooked and kind of stepped down, but that's just due to the nature of those tango beads, so it kind of gives it that little jaggedy sort of style, which I actually think is kind of cool. Okay, so one more time, I'm going to go through the small side of that blue tango bead and the top side. Oops. You got to make sure you go through the right hole. There you go. And thread those down. Pick up my 2 silver seed beads and go down through. Across my 2 silver seed beads. And up through. And again, kind of wiggling around your needle until you can kind of get it nice and tight. There you go. And now through my 2 silver seed beads here. Okay. So here we are. Let's say this is as long as I wanted my very teeny tiny bracelet to be. So now what you're going to do is we're going to be using our closed, again, 5mm 21 gauge jump rings. And what we're going to do is we're going to pick up 2 seed beads and my jump ring here, and I'm going to thread that across. Now you're going to keep that there for the time being. You're going to pick up 2 more seed beads. And now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be turning this around and going back down the other side. So what you're going to want to do, and you can kind of line up your beads before you do this, is we have a black bead that we're going to go through, and then I have my, there it is, my blue bead. So my lines are going to fit in just like that. So what I'm going to go is these 2 beads So I have 2 here, 2 here, and then these 2 here are going to be the ones that are going to sit on top here. So now I'm going to go through this hole right here and this hole right here. So go ahead and thread those down. And again, just as we did on the other side, you just pick up 2 silver seed beads and you're just going to go back through the other side there. And go ahead and pull that tight. Make sure your tail doesn't get caught in there. And gotta kind of, oops, ran away from me there. There we go. And now what we're gonna need to do, and this is the trickiest part of the whole thing, is just getting it to the turnaround here. So now, like I said, again, we're using these 2 seed beads as the top there. So you're gonna take your needle and just go back through those 2 seed beads at the top. So this is what you're kind of working with right now. So you have your jump ring there, your 6 seed beads on top, and we're working our way back. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to pick up 1 silver seed bead and thread it down. But what you're going to do is you're going to skip over that seed bead and go back through all 6 silver seed beads here and come out the other side. So you pull that tight, pick up 1 more seed bead, and again, don't go through that one, but go all the way back through, and you're going to come out of this 6th seed bead here. Don't go through that last one. So now you've sort of created your little end caps. And now take your thread and go back down through that one side. And now our thread is coming out here. So that is what the end piece looks like right there. So now I'm going to go through these 2 seed beads. Go ahead and go down there. And now I'm ready to add on my next unit down here. So again, grab a couple more beads here. So now I have my black bead that I'm going to go through this way, and my blue bead that I'm going to go through this way to create that square again. Pick up my 2 silver seed beads. I'm going to pick up my work there. And we're going to go back through that 2 right there. And back through my silver ones. And now you'll see that I'm coming out. And let me move my hand for you. I'm coming out of here. So now I'm going to pick up 2 more silver seed beads, and I'm going to go across here, pick up 1 more silver seed bead, and go all the way across again. Pick up 1 more silver seed bead, and now I'm just going to go across 2, coming out, and your thread might get a little thick in there, but it'll only make your work that much stronger. And now you're going to go back down through this side of the squares, and I went ahead and already caught my first seed bead there, so now I'm just going to go through that second seed bead. So that is how the work is sort of developing. So we've made our first couple units on our way back. Okay, so now I'm ready to add on another unit. And I'll start to do this a little bit more quickly just so you can kind of get the idea, but I think you guys should have it. So go down through there. And go down through this other one. There we go, making sure it lines up nicely. Grab my 2 seed beads, coming back up through my work. Come on. Back through my 2 seed beads here. Grabbing 1 bead, going back through my 2, grabbing 2 beads, going through the next 2, grabbing 1 bead, and going all the way back through to here. Tightening up my work, and then headed back down through here. And across my 2 seed beads. And the reason you go across those seed beads is to just prevent an extra thread path. So now I'm going to show you how to finish it up with one last pass. There we go. There we go. Just always want to make sure you take your time and make sure that your thread is going the right way. There we go. So now just again with picking up the 2 seed beads, going through the next 2. One seed bead, going through all the way. And you'll notice that the method is, it changes every other one, and that's just because of the direction that your thread path is going. So it is a little bit of a sort of figure 8 style. And I went ahead and caught that last seed bead there. So now, to close up my last row, again, I'll just pick up 1 seed bead, go through my last 2, pick up 2 more seed beads, and now pick up my other closed jump ring as well. Make sure that is in there. Go through my other side, pick up 1 more seed bead, and head all the way back through. And now you can just go back down through and weave in your thread. I'm just going to kind of get mine out of the way here. There we go. And real quick, assuming I've done that step, I just want to show you really quickly how to attach your clasp. So I have, again, my 3 open jump rings and my 6mm spring clasp. I'm just going to take my 2 pairs of pliers here, and I'm going to go ahead and open one of those jump rings, attach it onto the loop of my spring clasp, and attach it to one side of my closed jump ring, and go ahead and close that up. There we go. And that finishes that side. And on this side, again, assuming I've weaved in my threads and they look all pretty, just open up 1 jump ring, and I'm going to attach 1 of my open jump rings, or the jump ring I have open, to that closed jump ring there. Close that up, And now I have a little bit of a nice tail that I can catch with my spring ring. So that is how your bracelet will look when it's finished. Again, it kind of has that nice little geometric jag to it, which I think is really kind of fun and just part of the bracelet. But feel free to play around with the colors. We have lots of colors of our Tango beads, and as well as our Toho 11-0 seed beads. But that is how to make the City of Carthage bracelet. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and you can find more videos and all of these supplies at Beadaholique.com.